And now I'm gonna interview Ranier. How long does it take to become a drug addict?
I didn't introduce myself drugs, but I think it's the first time you introduce it. I don't know.
People always say that when you don't eat before you drink, you'll get drunk with less amount of alcohol. Why do you think the reason of that is?
That's not true. That's actually it's a myth because it's not the same thing. Alcohol and drugs. It could be a bad trip or something like that.
Why do you get hangover?
Hangover.
If you know.
No, I don't know.
Alright. Do certain types of alcohol drinks cause less hangover? Or
No, it's left. Is
less?
less.
Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Weed cannot be well. It can be addictive like alcohol, but not at most. And I think weed is like less dangerous than everything.
Right. Can you overdose on weed?
No, it's impossible. You need to like smoke a ton of weed to be overdosed.
Do you know how really addiction works?
Yeah.
What preventions can you tell me in order to avoid drug addiction?
Don't be with addictive guys to smoke every day or something like. Don't be in conjunction with them.
Can you give me 2 solutions in order to help drug addicts, like get help and programs?
Just do something else. Don't smoke or don't do that, and stop doing it.
Do you know the consequences of using drugs?
Yeah, kind of.
Can you give me some examples?
Like if you use crocodile, your skin is going to be like nothing. You're going to be like boneless and that type. In cocaine, it's going to put blood in your nose and which one more and something like that.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna introduce the TikTok star. I'm Luis Ferrer. Alright. How long does it take for you to become addicted to a drug?
I think, I don't know, like a week.
People always say that when you don't eat before you drink, you'll get drunk with less amount of alcohol. Why do you think the reason of that is?
Because you don't have anything in your stomach, so the alcohol is quick.
Why do you get hangover?
Right? For drink?
Do certain types of alcohol drink cause more or less hangover?
I think more.
Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Yes.
Can you overdose on weed?
No. Definitely no.
What preventions can you tell me in order to avoid drug addiction?
I think don't hang with people that do drugs.
And can you give me 2 solutions that you can help the drug addiction?
Well, talk with your parents and your friends.
And do you know the consequences of using drugs?
Yes, a short memory and I don't remember. Short memory and
In this interview, we're gonna be interviewing Franco.
Hello.
How are you, Franco?
Good, and you?
Fine, thank you. It's coronavirus.
Yeah, you know.
How long does it take for you to become addicted to a drug?
I think when you first try a drug, you will become addicted.
Okay. People always say that when you don't eat before you drink, you'll get drunk with less amount of alcohol. Why do you think the reason of this?
I don't know exactly the reason of this, but I think that if you don't have something in your stomach, the alcohol do something like in your head, in your brain, like something that you are fatigued with fatigue, stuff like that.
Do you know what is hangover?
Hangover, no, I don't know what it is.
Okay, well, hangover is cruda.
Oh, cruda.
So-
Yeah, I don't know that.
Why do you get hangover?
Because you drink a lot of alcohol.
Okay. Do certain types of alcoholic drinks cause a hangover?
Yes,
Okay.
I think so.
Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Yeah, alcohol, it's very addictive.
Weed.
With
Can you
with
can you overdose with weed?
yes,
Do you know how really addiction works?
really. No, I don't know exactly.
Okay. What preventions can you tell me in order to avoid drug addictions?
Don't try it. Don't even try it. It's not recommendable. I should recommend you to be informed, research a lot about the dangerous consequence of drugs.
And can you give me two solutions to help like drug addicts?
Two solutions if you are a drug addict. Look for a doctor, search for some help, and tell to your parents. It's the first step.
Do you know the consequences of using drugs?
I only know one that is bad memory.
Bad memory.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's all for today. Thank you, Franco.
Thank you to you.
Hi, I am Alejandro, and I will make you some questions. The first one: how long does it take to become addicted to drugs?
I think that when you first take one drug, only one, you can be addicted.
Okay. People always say that when you don't eat before you drink, you will get drunk with less amount of alcohol. What do you think is the reason of this?
Can you repeat the question, please?
People always say that when you don't eat before you drink, you will get drunk more easily with the same amount of alcohol. Why do you think is the reason of this?
Because when you eat and drink alcohol, you can like combine the two and make a really bad combination about them.
Why did you get hangover?
What is that? I don't know.
Do certain types of alcohol drink cause hangover?
I think yes.
Okay. Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Yes.
Can you overdose on weed?
No.
Do you know how really addiction works?
Not really, but some friends, yes.
What prevention can you tell me in order to avoid the drug addiction?
First one, do not take any of them. If they like offer you, do not take them. And I think that's all.
Can you give me one solution in order to help a drug addict?
Go to a therapist. And I think that's all.
And do you know some consequences of using drugs?
No.
Okay, thanks.
How long does it take for you to become addicted to drugs?
Well, I think it's a matter of time that you consume it like just some little times, and then you get like addicted to it.
People always say that when you don't eat before you drink, you'll get drunk with the same amount of alcohol but faster. Do you know why?
No, I don't.
Why do you get a hangover?
Well, a hangover, you get a hangover when well, you drink a lot, and that next day that happens to you, right?
Okay. Do certain types of alcoholic drinks cause hangover? Like vodka, rum?
Of course.
Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Yeah, I think it can be
Very
very
addictive.
addictive, like all the other drugs.
Can you overdose on weed?
Overdose, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, right. Overdose.
Do you know how really addiction works?
How what?
Addiction works.
Well, I don't, but I think it is like when you get to it, like
Like always.
yeah, you get used to it.
Okay. Can you give me two solutions in order to help a drug addict?
Solutions?
Yeah.
Well, I think you can help that guy, like taking him to a sanitarium, or how does it called? Like a place
Hospital.
Yeah, hospital. And yeah, I think that is.
Do you know the consequences of using drugs? Like, so can you give me some examples?
Well, you can lose a lot of weight. I think you can lose weight. You can lose your like neurons on your mind. And well, that's some like.
Okay. Well, that's all. Thank you. That. Well, now we're gonna interview Fernando Yaguno. How are you?
Fine, thank you. And you? How are you?
Fine. How long does it take for you to become like a drug addict?
Well, I think it can be like just once. You maybe have one taste and it can, it can become you an addict.
Okay. People always say when you don't eat before you drink, with less amount of food you can get drunk. Do you know why?
I think it's because there's more alcohol in your system, so it absorbs easier. And when there is food, it get mixed with the food and it's less strong.
Why do you get a hangover?
Why? Okay. Well, the effect of the alcohol in your mind, like in the brain, you lose consciousness and then it's not good for the system. So when you wake up, you feel like nauseous and hurt and you feel like that.
Do certain types of alcohol drinks cause hangover?
They're stronger drinks than others. Like beer, maybe not. Maybe the vodka alone, it can warm.
Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Another drugs?
Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Yeah, it's the same effect.
And can you overdose on weed?
It's supposed to not, but all I know is that it makes you relaxed. But if you smoke or eat a lot, may damage your brain because it's a lot of charge in the system, so may damage.
Do you know how really addiction works?
Yeah, the brain starts to create a necessity of it. Just like sugar, you eat something sweet and it's I need more and more and more.
What preventions can you tell me in order to avoid a drug addiction?
Always say no.
Always say no.
When someone offers you something, you say no, thank you, and always think the bad effects of it, and you're gonna start to try to live with that thing because I can't live without it, and then you're a slave of the substance.
Can you give me two solutions in order to help a drug addict?
Yeah, first of all, listen to him or to her because it may have the addiction because he have emotional issues. Yeah, I lost my father or my mom, and I'm trying to feel that thing with the drugs. Listen, what's the problem, and then try to contact an organization so he can go and
Get
rehabilitation.
And do you know the consequences of using drugs?
Depends on the drug, but all has a common thing. It makes you vulnerable. It makes you you need it to live. Dependence, you feel dependence of the system. The substance. Yeah.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, now we're gonna interview Fatima. Well, Fatima, how long does it take, for you to become a drug addict?
For me, I believe that the first time I taste, I may become addict.
People always say that when you don't eat before you drink, you'll get drunk with less amount of alcohol. Why do you think that?
Because if you don't have any food inside of you, the first thing that your body digest is the alcohol, and it gets easier to your system. So that's why.
And why do you think hangover exists, or why do you get hangover?
Because your body doesn't digest that fast the alcohol you consume.
Okay. Do certain types of alcoholic drinks cause a hangover?
Do I know?
If you know.
Yeah. Like mezcal, tequila, vodka.
Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Can we? Yeah.
Do you know how really addiction works?
No, not really.
Okay. What preventions can you tell me in order to avoid a drug addiction?
To be with your loved ones. If you don't have love, you are really like
You feel lonely?
yeah, and that can cause you to fall to drugs.
Can you give me solutions in order to help a drug addict?
First of all, find something that helps you to get out, like someone you love, and try to do it for yourself.
And do you know the consequences of using drugs?
Not that much, but like your organs start to fail or something like that. I think so.
Well, that's all. Well, now we're going to interview Eduardo.
What is worse?
How long does it take, like, for you to become a drug addict?
Organism.
Oh man, well.
What drugs can cause you addiction?
I don't
Do
know
you
really.
consider yourself as an
Okay.
alcoholic?
People always say
Have you
that
ever
when
felt
you
shame
don't
for
eat
people that consume
and
weed?
consume more alcohol, you get drunk faster.
Did you know that
why?
one dose of cocaine can cause you to become dependent on the drug?
Why do you
What do you
get
think
hangover? Why do
about
you
drugs
think
and
hangover
powerful
exists?
men consuming them?
Because
Not really.
not really.
Do certain types of alcoholic drinks cause a hangover, like tequila? If you drink a lot of tequila, you will get a hangover. Do you think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive? Do you think weed is addictive? No. Can you overdose on weed?
No.
Do you know how really addiction works? Like, why do you get so addicted to a thing?
I think people are addicted for because it's
Like, you feel like you need it?
yeah.
Okay. Can you give me two solutions to help, like, drug addicts?
Solution. No.
Okay. Do you know the consequences of consuming drugs? Like when the skin falls or something like that?
That.
Okay. Thank you. Now we're interviewing David. Well, David, how long does it take for you, like, to become a drug addict? You don't know. Okay. People always say that when you don't eat and you consume, like, alcohol, you can get drunk faster. Do you know why? Okay. Why do you get a hangover, Rula? Okay. Do certain types of alcoholic drinks cause a hangover, like tequila? Do you think if you consume a lot of tequila, you got a hangover? Okay. Even though weed can cause certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, do you think can weed be addictive? Okay. Can you overdose on weed? Do you know how really addiction works? Okay. What preventions can you tell me in order to avoid the drug addiction? Okay. Can you give me two solutions? In, do you know the consequences of using drugs? Okay. Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna interview
Victoria.
Victoria. How long does it take for you to become addicted to a drug?
At least 2 months and a half.
Okay. People always say that when you don't eat before you drink, you'll get drunk with less amount of alcohol. Why do you think the reason of that?
Because there's some substance in the alcohol that makes you feel more vulnerable when you doesn't have anything in your stomach.
Why do you think we get hangovers?
Because of the produce of the alcohol that you get onto your brain.
Do certain types of alcohol drinks cause a hangover?
Yes.
Even though weed can cause more certain effects in your body similar to other drugs, can weed be addictive?
Yes.
Can you overdose on weed?
Yes.
Do you know how really addiction works?
Some kind, yeah.
What preventions can you tell me in order to avoid the drugs addiction?
Well, personally, first of all, don't consume weed or any substance drug. Be careful what you introduce to your body because you never know if it's going to be good or bad. And well, be careful.
Can you give me two solutions in order to help drug addiction?
Get help and be with your family and friends.
Do you know the consequences of using drugs? Give me
Yes.
some examples.
It could kill some of your brain cells and it could give you cancer or something worse.
Thank you.
You're welcome.